Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating framework for optimizing your nutrition. We're pulling this directly from Serenity Tanner's comprehensive deep dive on building sustainable eating habits.
Now, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by the absolute mountain of modern dietary advice out there, the conflicting trends, the extreme restrictions, just the endless noise, believe me, you are absolutely not alone. Serenity Tanner's framework in eating for health cuts straight through all of that. It literally breaks down the science of eating into 5 distinct, highly actionable methods.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the healthy eating dilemma, then look at personalized tech with DNA and sensors, move into everyday tools like apps and appliances, explore the human element of coaching, talk about combining methods for success, and finally, own the paperback guide. Let's get right into it.
Let's kick things off with a pretty fundamental question. Why is healthy eating so incredibly hard? I mean, think about your own day-to-day life for a second. We're all juggling incredibly busy schedules, we're constantly surrounded by super convenient, but let's face it, pretty unhealthy food options, and on top of that, we're just bombarded with completely conflicting nutritional advice. It's basically a perfect recipe for decision fatigue. But understanding the tools we actually have available to monitor and optimize what we eat, that's your first real step to taking back control.
Section 1. Personalized tech, focusing on DNA and sensors.
All right, so for decades, we've all kind of relied on generic one-size-fits-all diets. But science has moved way past that. Enter personalized DNA nutrition. We're talking about cutting-edge systems like DNA Nudge, which was actually developed by Imperial College London. This tech uses your own unique genetic code to figure out exactly how your body processes different nutrients. It literally takes the guesswork completely out of the equation and replaces it with a science-backed blueprint of your own personal biology.
So how does something like this actually work in the real world? It's basically a super simple 3-step process. First up, you just take a basic at-home saliva test. Easy. Second, when you're out at the grocery store, you use this wearable device called the DNA band to scan the barcodes on the food you want to buy. And third, that band instantly flashes either a green light or a red light. It tells you on the spot if that specific food is a good match for your specific genes. It's kind of like having a gamified, personalized nutrition coach strapped right to your wrist.
Now, alongside that DNA tech, we've also got advanced food sensors. Think things like the SIO Pocket Spectrometer or the Happy Fork. The upsides here are pretty incredible. We're talking extremely high accuracy in reading nutritional content, and they even have the potential to detect contaminants to actually prevent foodborne illnesses. But we've got to be objective about the downsides too. These devices can be super expensive, they definitely add a whole new layer of complexity to simply eating a meal, and right now at least, they're pretty hard to even get your hands on. Moving right along to Section 2, Everyday Tools, specifically apps and appliances.
Here we're talking about the stuff you probably already know, like food tracking apps, think MyFitnessPal, and smart kitchen appliances like Wi-Fi connected scales. The pros are super obvious. You get fantastic portion control, a huge boost in daily awareness of what you're consuming, and easy access to healthy recipes. But there is definitely a catch. Logging every single thing you eat can be insanely time-consuming. I mean, nobody really wants to spend 10 minutes typing in the exact macros of a side salad, right? Plus, you're often relying on crowdsourced data, which can be wildly inaccurate. And for some folks, this level of hyper-tracking can unfortunately trigger a really unhealthy obsession with food.
Which brings us to Section 3, the human element of coaching.
If you find this analysis valuable, please like and subscribe to Knowledge Lighthouse to help us bring more truths to light.
Okay, so when we pivot to nutritional coaching, the whole value proposition completely shifts. Working with a qualified nutritional professional gives you something a smartphone app simply cannot: genuine human accountability. A real coach offers deeply personalized guidance, incredibly vital education for disease prevention, and actual strategies for long-term sustainable success. Now, yes, the financial cost can definitely be high, but that individualized one-on-one support is very often the exact thing that bridges the gap between just knowing what you should eat and actually doing it. All right, Section 4, combining methods for success.
Here's the reality. No single method is a magic silver bullet. When you really sit down and weigh your financial investment against how accurate and easy to use these things are, the trade-offs become super clear. Look at DNA Nudge, highly accurate, but definitely costly. Apps? Cheap and easy, sure, but way less accurate. Coaching is incredibly personalized, but it requires a very serious time and financial commitment. So the real secret to success isn't about just picking one method and hoping for the best. It's actually about combining them.
Let's look at how this builds into a practical, real-world strategy through what we call a method stack. For example, you might use a free tracking app just to keep a loose eye on your macros. Then you combine that with a smart appliance, like an air fryer, because let's be honest, those things are basically magic for super efficient weekend batch cooking. And then you meet up with a nutritional coach maybe once a month to check in, get some accountability, and make adjustments. By stacking these different methods together, you cover your individual blind spots and create a truly comprehensive approach to eating well.
And finally, Section 5, Own the Paperback Guide. As the source material constantly emphasizes, while all this futuristic tech is absolutely amazing, mindfulness and patience are your ultimate keys to this journey. Having a high-quality physical copy of this guide right on your shelf serves as a constant, tangible reminder of your commitment to long-term health. It literally keeps you grounded and gets you away from staring at your screens all day.
So, the crucial point we want to leave you with today is this. Are you finally ready to stop guessing? Are you ready to stop letting all that conflicting advice totally overwhelm you and start systematically optimizing exactly what goes onto your plate?
For the complete deep dive, Own the Paperback. Get your high-quality paperback edition on Amazon via the link in the description. Add it to your collection today. Please share this video and check the description for more.